A lot of my friends that they've never even heard of you until they meet us, and then they ask us who's your favourite band. We're like Ball of the Soup, and like, who's that? And we played like one of the albums, either Drunk Enough to Dance or Sorry for the Pie, and they click to it straight away.
Right.
And they end up buying all 8 of your albums.
Right.
And because your music is so addictive,
yeah.
and it's just one of those music, especially Hooray for Beer,
yeah.
as well, and that's a good song.
Yeah.
and it's about, your songs about generally having a good time, generally partying and not giving a shit about anyone else, what anyone else thinks.
Well, that's really what music is, you know. I mean, I think a lot of times, I think there's room for serious music and sad music and all that, but for the most part, for me, rock and roll was invented to be a release and to be a good time, and that's sort of the attitude I've always just had.
Yeah, we a lot of the fans have noticed that a lot of your albums, there are not a lot of sad songs on there. There's like 1 or 2 maybe, sort of thing, and we feel that when there is like a sad song on there, it feels like that you guys are singing it from the heart.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't do it very often.
Right.
Would you? Is that because you guys don't really do sad songs, or is it because you guys just like to play rock and roll?
We definitely have sad songs. I mean, and you know, to be honest, really the first 5 or 6 albums, I was a little bit, since I write about personal things, I was really weird about wanting to put actual feelings out there. You know, really put myself out there like that. So I think once I sort of grew up a little bit, and as I started to get a little older and have kids and stuff like that, it became a little bit more easier for me. And also obviously just since we're so close with our fans now, it's like, I don't know, something clicked and I was able to really start to write those kind of songs. So, you know, it definitely is a lot easier for me to do that now than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. So if you could pick a personal favourite of Ball of the Soup, out of all the albums you've done, which song would be your personal favourite, and have the other band members got a personal favourite song?
Of the serious songs or just in general?
Just in general.
My favourite would probably be Friends of Mine, and I think the other guys, you know, they all like their different ones.
Mm-hmm. I say, because my personal favourite would be Surf Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Because purely, Surf Colorado means a lot to me because I was at the Isle Light Festival and it come on in just a general tent, and everyone just went mental to it and it was the first time that the whole Ball of the Soup fan base, or the southern fan base, was in one area at the same time. Everyone knew the song, and we all chanted BFS at the same time. And it was freaking awesome.
Really cool.
It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's a really good song. That story is very real as well. So that's definitely one of my favorites as well. It sucks. Now we have 11 albums. You know, I mean, I guess there's 9 that are still in print. No, 8 that are in print, 1 about to come out.
Yeah.
And there's just so many songs. It's crazy to have to put together a 75-minute show on a night like tonight. You know, It's just like you have to play ones that everybody knows. So by the time you get that, you got maybe 1 or 2 that you can sort of throw a curveball in there.
Yeah.
But it's always fun every tour to be able to throw in a few different ones. That's a project that we were going to do ourselves, and it sort of got put on the back burner because just with time, because we ended up going back in and doing this new album that'll be coming out just after the first of the year. But essentially, all it is just it's us going back to our hometown and going to showing everyone the schools that we went to, where we used to work, our old houses and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I think it'll definitely be interesting for the hardcore fans, but I don't think it's going to win any sort of award. Well, I think the lyrics are definitely critical, crucial. That's really what we're all about. Is the whole singing along and all that. The music is usually once the idea is there, and I sort of start to put together the idea what the songs are going to be. The music just sort of falls all around. We'll be off for a little while, and we're gonna just sort of getting ready for the new album to come out, and then everybody's gonna kind of go off and do do some other things individually for a few months, and then just after at the end of the winter, first of the spring, we'll release the new album, and we'll be back over here in April for the acoustic tour, and then most likely over here for Download in June, and then back again next October for a full band tour. Well, you'll hear all the songs that you know, and then you'll hear some that might be new to you, but it'll definitely be a lot of fun. I mean, you'll see 4 guys up on stage doing what they love, actually having more fun than you are. So.
If you can like put all your band members, like Chris, Eric, and Gary, in sort of one sentence of their personality or one word, what would they be, including yourself?
As far as what they mean to me?
Well, like if you could like sum like Gary up in one word, Chris up in one word, and Eric in one word, how would you sum them up? I'm not saying because Gary's sat over there. Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be tough. I don't know. I think Eric would be musical. Let's see. Chris would be genuine, and Gary would be. I'm trying to think of how I want to put this. Gary's like a rock. He's like the one who's all even keel, always got everything under control. Like just always right there. Not that he's carefree, it's just he's always, he knows what the fuck is going on.
How would you think that your band members would sum you up in one word?
Probably asshole. I don't know. I think they'd probably all have different opinions of me, but I'm sure they would be positive because they love me. It's a very good question. That song is really meant more about the people in LA and not necessarily the people in what you guys would consider LA. I mean, like, it's a complicated question now because I spend so much time in Hollywood because one of my dearest friends lives in Hollywood, and so I go visit him about once a month. And it's really grown on me, the city of Hollywood. Like, I know all these places that I really like, and I have friends there now and all that. So it's an interesting song to have, but there's just this LA mentality of the people who are sort of holier than thou, and it's just sometimes they're not the friendliest of people, and they're not real easy to be around sometimes. But it's definitely not the whole city. But that song kind of is really funny to me now because, again, just because whenever I first wrote that, I really couldn't stand LA, and now it's sort of grown on me a little bit.
Well, when I first listened to the album, I was just like, this song, come on, literally kicked in straight away, and I was just like, oh. And then after a while, I've like know every single word to that song.
Yeah.
And if I'm at work, it comes on, I turn up full blast, and everyone's like, oh, Bidd's just playing his BFS again. Yeah, that's all I listen to on my iPod. So I mean, that song is totally kicks ass.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Well, I will say this. Though I did just sort of say that I do sort of like it now. Every line in that song is true.
Yeah,
so
I can imagine.
I'm just putting that out there.